Hi ladies, I'm here with a video today of some of my silicone work and some of the molds that I mentioned to you about. So here's some silicone babies that I had poured quite some time ago, and a few of them you can see look a little bit darker or pinker. Those ones have one or two layers of paint on them. And I'm just going to show you for a size reference. This is the biggest one. He's about about 6 inches from his little nose to his feet, and I just want to show you how detailed his mold is. Can you see all those tiny hairs? There's etching for his hair. Can you see that? And I'm going to be selling these probably on a Facebook Live soon from my Nevermore group. And I just have too many of them, haven't been able to get to them, so have a lot of these poured. So I'll be selling him for about probably about $40–45. He is blank. I haven't even started on these, but even a blank color, he's nice color. And he's a Shar-Pei puppy dog, I think. And look at all them wrinkles. So I'll be selling him. He would be the most expensive of all. He's a pretty big boy. And then here's like the biggest baby that I have, and he does have a few little layers of paint on him. But I'm selling them as is. I'm not doing any more paint to them right now. And as you see, the bottom is flat, so they sit on a shelf, or some are flat. And I'll be selling the wings with them. These are mostly going to be for artists, silicone artists that can, fix the babies up or whatever. But unless if you're just a collector and you really want to buy one blank, you could, But I'm just going to show you, because this is what the purpose is for. The little wings, I know I don't have them on right, but you can, if you're a silicone artist, you can put them on here, silicone them to the back or wherever, however you want. So that's how they would look. And the wings would be $5 extra for whatever baby you get, or you can put it on with the animals. And then I have the mermaid. And she's really detailed too. You can see all her little scales. And like I said, all these are blank, and they're very soft silicone, as you can see. And then here's a piggy. I only have one piggy because I haven't poured many of him. And this silicone was a little bit more, didn't have as much pigment in it, but she still has a lot of detail. See the flowers around her neck? And then her face, or his face, and there's a butterfly right on the end, the bridge of the piggy's nose. So I just want to show you a few that I'm selling. I'll be selling probably this weekend. And these ones are very tiny babies, sleeping babies with little butts sticking up. Same thing, they're all flat on the bottom. Tiny babies, about 2 inches, I think. And then the other one is this one. It's a little sleeping baby, and he's dressed, this would be good for Easter coming. He's dressed in, or she is dressed in he or she is dressed in a little diaper with a bunny tail, and a little knit hat. Like I said, you can see I started painting the baby's skin tone. And then there's the other big one we have is a polar bear. He lays flat. He's about the same size as the Shar-Pei dog, heavy little thing, or big thing. See, in my hand, he's about 6 inches too, from nose to back of his foot, and he's just lazy, sleeping away. So I just want to show you, I'll be selling these blank just because I don't have time right now to really get into painting them too much more, so they're considered pretty much blank. So I'll be selling these on a live. So I'll just let you know, and they won't be too expensive. Like I said, the most expensive one would be the Shar-Pei, because he's the most detailed and the biggest. And he would be, I haven't decided totally yet, $40–45 plus shipping, probably. But and as you know, as the smaller they get, of course, the less expensive are. I just want to show you those, and then over here I'm going to show you my molds. I showed you these some time ago, but I haven't even poured this little girl yet. She is, I think, about maybe 12-inch baby mold. And as you can see, you can kind of see right through her head, her mold. See, I haven't poured her yet, which you can see the light coming through. There's her ear right there. And if I explained to you before, the one that looks like silicone, the squishy stuff, that's the glove mold, they call it. And over here, this hard plaster is the mother mold that holds it stable once it's setting. So this is just a mold. So I want to show you her. This is little, I think she's about 11–12 inch baby She's a little anatomically correct girl. Haven't poured her yet, but I will be pouring her soon. And over here, you've seen this baby, and let me get an example of this baby out, just so you can see her. And she doesn't have her stuff covered, so I'm just gonna put my hand on that. So this right here is the baby that came out of this mold. It is the mother mold. The plaster part is laying over top of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover her up. I'm gonna cover her up with one of these little wings. See if that'll, hopefully I won't say anything about that. But this is what her mold, I'm taking the other part off. See, this is what her mold looks like, glove mold underneath. So over here is what the baby came out to be. And I do have just a thin layer of paint on her. She's full body. And I'll be keeping this one because it's my first pour of her, but I will be eventually pouring more for sale. And her feet got a little wonky, but it's just because it's my first pour of her. But she turned out surprisingly better than I thought. She's very, very preemie looking. She got big lips. There she is. And I believe her sculpt name is Evie, I believe, if I can remember correctly. And she was sculpted by Boz Babies. So there she is. That's the mold that she looks like. That's what she came out of. And there's her all poured. I mean, look how quite a difference it is. How big, or how much smaller she is. Let's see. See, that's what she looks like when she comes out. So I just thought I'd show you that. And she's not perfect, but I think for my first full body silicone, she came out pretty good. She had some little problems on her ears there, but I tried to fix them. Like I said, I'm a very new silicone artist. I've only been pouring and painting for about 10 months. So there she is, little Evie. And this one I have not poured yet, but I will. And over here, also by Boz Babies, they have a head. I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to see of this, but this is a head for a snuggle baby, and this head is a regular newborn size. You can't really see much in there, but you see, this is just for a head of a newborn size baby. And that's a marlin mold, and it sits like that after you pour it in, the silicone. So I just want to show you a different kind of video with some babies. So she came out of this crazy looking thing right here. She came out of that mold. She is anatomically correct. So I do really want to get her finished painted just so I can have her. And I eventually will be pouring some to sell. Right now, she's just got a couple little layers on her of paint. So just wanted to show you her and what the mold looks like before she comes out. And there's some other exciting news. I will be getting actually a head sculpture, not a mold, but a head sculpture soon. And from that, I'm going to, add a little bit more details into that head sculpt. And I also will be hopefully making my own mold from that head sculpture. And then I will be able to learn to make a mold, and pour another head. So I'll have 2 head molds then. So I'm trying to learn all the aspects of silicone work here. And it is a long learning process, but it's fun. So I just kind of want to share some of these with you just to let you see what they're like, the different parts of silicone work. It's kind of crazy to believe that she came out of this crazy looking thing, isn't it? It is crazy. I mean, it looks weird. It's very thick. This mold's very thick. But see, this mold is much thinner. You can tell a little bit of difference. They're the same type of molds, but it's just how people make them. And I kind of prefer the thinner ones just because, from what I've figured out, the thinner ones are a little bit easier to release the baby doll or the baby from, because it's kind of difficult to get them out of molds once you get the silicone baby out of the mold. So the thinner ones are a little bit easier. The thicker ones they last longer, but they're quite difficult to get out. It took me literally 2 hours to get this baby out of this mold. You have to go really slow. You don't want to pull too hard or rip the limbs off or toes. But I was very excited that she came out all in one piece. And she's looking all sleepy there. She's got a nice big mouth, deep set eyes. So just wanted to show you what I was working on, kind of getting back into silicone work slowly. Like I said, I was a little put off by it for a while, but I put it to the side. But now I'm kind of back into the silicone work, which I think I'm excited about. So just wanted to show you these babies and molds. And like I said, I'll be selling some of these blank ones. They're essentially blank if you have a few layers of paint, but other than that, they're blank. So I'll be selling these at a good price. And plus shipping. Shipping will be no more than $9. And actually for that $9, I could, fit, they're so small, I can fit quite a few in that little box or that envelope, whichever, or the bubble envelope, whichever one aside, but they're both the same price and I could fit, 3 or 4 in there likely. So that would be shipping for all 3 or 4 of them. Except maybe the big one, and he's actually one of my favorites because he's so detailed. I mean, just like this, he would be fine just like this, not even painted, because he has a dark silicone that he was poured in. See, look how pretty he is, and look at all that. I just can't get over these details. Look at these hairs. You can see the etching of his hairs, and look at his skin move. Just think he's a real puppy. All the wrinkles. So just want to share these with you, and he's precious. I think he's precious. He's so precious. He's a precious little doggy dog. Anyway, I just want to show you these babies today and kind of let you in on some of the things I'm doing. I thought that would be fun, and some of my new adventures I'm going to be doing with, working on kind of a sculpt of my own. Not exactly, it's not my own sculpt, but I'll be tweaking it just a little bit, and then I'll be making a mold, which I'm excited to learn how to make molds. So those are touching on all aspects of silicone work, and how silicone work starts from start to finish is you start with a sculpture, you make a sculpture into clay, and then once that's done, you pour silicone, kind of a mixture over it and make a mold, and it dries. Then you take that out, you take the sculpture out of that mold, and then you have the mold, and you pour silicone into that mold, the EcoFlex, and that's what makes the baby. You let it set, then you take the baby out of the mold, and then you paint it, and then that's the whole process. Well, at the end you paint it, and then you may have to make repairs on it. So you do the repairs too, and then you paint it, and the baby's done. So I'm trying to learn all the aspects of silicone work. So I'm kind of picking up techniques here and there in all parts of it. So I'm excited to do that. And I will talk to y'all soon. I just want to share these cute little babies with you today and some of my silicone work. So I will talk to you soon, probably in the next couple days. I hope you are safe and blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will talk to you very soon. Talk to you very soon, ladies. Blessings.